Now on Sunrise, Minneapolis teachers can go on strike. The big vote putting the decision in the hands of educators after years of negotiations.
Minnesota's midterm elections begin to take shape tonight. It is caucus night. The groups able to participate this year who can't vote in the election.
Windy and mild to start, but temperatures will drop this afternoon. I'm tracking another round of an Arctic blast in the 70s.
And everyone's new favorite word game, Sold. What's going to happen to your high scores if you play Wordle?
And a Midwest sportscaster who's never seen a game is opening the door for thousands of others with disabilities. It's Tuesday, February 1st. KARE 11 Sunrise starts now.
Good morning, Sunrisers. Thanks for starting this Tuesday with us. We are following huge news out of Minneapolis this morning. Public schools teachers are on the verge of a strike. Cece's going to tell us when that could happen in 1 minute.
And we're also kicking things offside this morning because the Olympics start in a couple of days. We have the KARE 11 ice torch here.
Cool.
This thing is absolutely incredible.
And it actually lights up.
We're going to light it up when we get a little closer to the Olympics. We don't want to blow that surprise. Look, we even got bags out here. Look at this.
Give it a go, Chris.
Oh,
Give it a go.
yeah.
Very
Very nice.
Give it a go.
One shot here.
You're in the wind.
Oh, and here he goes deep. He went deep right into the snowbank.
I'm disappointed.
Okay, we believe you now. Chris is telling us during commercial break that he's really bad.
I don't
at
lie.
that, but
I don't lie. It's windy though. Maybe the wind caught it.
Exactly. It is very windy, and that's going to cool things down later on too. By the time we get into the afternoon, evening hours, it's already going to feel like the single digits as we're going to have falling temperatures today. Starting off at 31, so we're starting mild. I'm calling it a mild start, cold finish. Cloud cover playing a factor. A couple flurries also possible today as well. A few scattered flurries with temps already in the upper teens by lunchtime. Notice by 4, we're in the mid to lower teens by about dinner time or so. By 6 o'clock, 13 degrees, and it's going to feel much cooler. So I'll let you know how low those temperatures drop tonight, and it's going to be another spill of Arctic air on the way.
And unfortunately, we did have a crash pop up 94 eastbound, not far from Maple Grove at 95th Avenue. You see that crash icon up in the northwest corner of the metro. We'll show you with our traffic cameras in that area. This is not far from 610 either. Car way deep in the ditch. It's going a little too fast for the conditions. I'll be keeping my eye on this and have an update and some drive times coming up.
this morning, Minneapolis teachers are inching closer to hitting the picket line. The teachers union will vote on a strike starting in 2 weeks.
Many are asking why now after 2 years of COVID. Cece is live to explain. Cece?
That's right. First, I'll start off with what next steps are. So starting February 14th, teachers have 3 days to cast their ballot to decide if they want to strike. And if they do decide to strike, this will be the first time since the 1970s. Union reps say the union and the district leaders have been negotiating for 2 years without a contract. They're trying to agree on several things like fixing mental health crisis, reducing class sizes, controlling caseloads in special education, and increasing teacher pay. After 2 years, though, many may want to know why make this move now.
It is the most stressful school year ever, and we cannot allow our children to go through one more day of current conditions, many of which are years in the making.
So if teachers do vote to strike, the union would then have to decide if a strike is necessary and then formally notify the district. I'll send things back to you guys.
Thanks, CC, and stay updated on everything happening with Minneapolis educators on KARE11.com. Any updates will be posted there first. Also check in on our social media for the very latest. Developing this morning, the first COVID vaccine for kids under 5 could be ready by the end of February. Right now, Pfizer is working on clinical trials of a 2-dose vaccine. There's also a 3-dose approach on the table. U.S. regulators are urging the Pfizer company to apply for emergency use authorization ASAP.
The FDA also fully approved Moderna's COVID vaccine for those 1 and up. Up until now, the vaccine was being used under emergency use authorization.
It's caucus night in Minnesota, and some people who can't vote can now help decide who gets on the ballot this year.
There's a lot to cover this morning. Jen is live at the Capitol with a breakdown. Jen, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. So to begin, tonight is really the first step in the process leading up to the midterm elections in November. And there's a lot of attention on the Republican side tonight because they're holding a straw poll on the governor's race. There are quite a few contenders in the GOP who've already announced they want to take on Governor Tim Walz in November's midterm. So tonight is the first step to picking delegates for party conventions this spring. At those spring conventions, the party will then endorse candidates for the midterm. Per tradition, the party leaders held a joint appearance yesterday at the state capitol to promote tonight's caucuses. But that event was overshadowed by Democrats' decision to let people who can't vote, so non-citizens and felons on probation, take part in their caucus meetings. The decision follows a recent court ruling.
Private association. We are an organization that we are governed under our own First Amendment freedom of association rights, and we can determine whoever we want to participate in the party.
You should not be allowed to participate. That doesn't mean that you can't come there as an observer, but it's very clear as to who can participate, and it does not include ineligible voters.
Both parties will hold their conventions in May in Rochester, all ahead, of course, the midterm elections coming up in November.
Thanks, Jen. Keeping kids in school is also a big priority for Governor Walz. He and Lieutenant Governor Flanagan are visiting a metro school this morning to highlight what they're doing to keep class in session and emergency staffing support.
Staying at the Capitol this morning for a breakdown of what's on the agenda for the 2022 legislative session.
Well, not all the light here at the Capitol is coming from that chandelier up on the ceiling. There's agreement from Republicans and Democrats that they need to give police more crime-fighting tools. Also, they're on the same page about spending part of that $7 billion surplus to replenish the unemployment compensation account, or the fund, which was depleted by COVID-related layoffs. Frontline workers are still on the front burner, but there's still no agreement here at the Capitol on which workers should get those bonus checks. And the video highlight of opening day 2022 session had to be Governor Walz and Lieutenant Governor Flanagan handing out chocolate, scotcheroos, and lemon bars to lawmakers to set what they called a sweet tone to this session.
Now time for a look at the other big stories we're following in your morning rush. The FAA is investigating a small plane crash near Hutchinson. 2 men were seriously hurt when the plane went down in a field near 145th Street and Plum Avenue Monday afternoon. Both were life-flighted to the hospital. A government shutdown is looming. Federal lawmakers have until February 18th to make an agreement on spending for the year. Last month, a temporary resolution was passed allowing the government to stay funded. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is isolating after catching COVID-19. He tweeted he is feeling fine and is working remotely. Trudeau is encouraging everyone to get vaccinated and boosted. Right now, he is staying in an undisclosed location because people opposing health restrictions are protesting in the capital. The Vikings